Hello, friend. It is Magical Quilty May, and I am your host, Pat Sloan, and we are doing May challenges. So if you don't have the calendar yet, you can get the link down below, where you can go over and print it, and also print off the pattern for the rainbow sew along for this month. So I think this is a great topic for today. We have two things. First of all is a charming baby sew along. It's the last group of blocks. Yes, your quilts are fantastic. I'm going to show you the block for today from the quilt that's all made up. It's just behind me on my rolling assistant. And then our challenge today is called Stick It. I need to make more clever names, and you can't guess what they are, right? So Stick It might have to do with pins. What do you think? Maybe pin cushions. Yes. Do you have pin cushions? I think everybody has one pin cushion. Do you collect them? Do you make them? Do you just have a couple that you use all the time? So I want to hear about your pin cushions. I'd like you to take a picture, round up all the pin cushions that you have. Take a picture, show me on my Quilt Along with Pat Sloan Facebook page. If you're here just on YouTube, then tell me about it in the comments. So let's take a look. I have, oh, yes, indeedy, I have some pin cushions. So over the years, I have had all kinds of pin cushions, and sometimes I keep them for a while, and then sometimes I get rid of them. Yeah, I do. You know, I only have so much room and so much place to use pin cushions. One time I had this huge one like this. It was wool, and I gave it to a friend eventually because it was hard to keep it anywhere, but I made it. It was a pattern. So let me show you a few of what I have right now. So this one is the vintage classic tomato, but it is newly purchased, not a new one. Here you can see this old tab. I mean, that's you know, I don't know, somebody like cut it or something. So it's a used, it's vintage, but it was well not used much. You can see how clean it is. It doesn't even have hardly any pins in it, pin holes, or doesn't look like it was used much. So I needed a vintage one because I didn't own one. I didn't have one. And then they have the little emery, strawberry that hangs off of it. So I needed a traditional one. Now I do have several of these wool pin cushions this one's made by Debbie Busby, and I've got several of hers in different sizes. This is the big strawberry. I love these wool strawberry pin cushions. A few others I have is a wooden base. So this is very light wood. The wood is so pretty. I love wood. And it's got a little tweed pin cushion part in the middle. And then recently I bought this one, which is a snail. Do you see him? See the snail? This I bought from the French General company that does the fabric lines. They actually have a store in California, and French General, she does a lot of, Carla does a lot of different things. So I had bought this because I saw it and I thought this is just so cute. So over the years, I've had other pin cushions, and you know, I have a lot of other the wool strawberry ones. I have several of them that I keep with where the sewing is. And I have some tiny little ones, and maybe another couple here and there. I also use needle cases, but that might be a different month, the needle cases. So today is pin cushions. Tell me about your pin cushions. Oh, I forgot to show you the last one. Duh. I started moving around and forgot. This is when we went and did our quilters tour of China, where I took a group of quilters to China on tour, and I had to get the traditional pin cushion from there with the little children all around the base. So that came when we were on the tour quite a few years ago. And I don't really use that one. I just put it in pictures, and it's just a good memory piece. So we have, let's talk about the Baby Charming. Whoops, I have that too. I have lots of stuff here. So today the block on Baby Charming, I'm going to show you, and I'll knock my coffee over. So this is the block, the strip star. I forget the name of it in the book, but the sampler quilt, the Baby Charming, is that each week for the last 4 weeks, I think this is week 5, we have done 1 or 2 blocks and maybe multiples of them for this sampler. And I had it up on the wall here a couple shows ago. It needs to have binding now. So we're to have this star, which I think is a great scrap buster. Let me show you the book, because you really need the book. So there's the Baby Charming book, and it shows you in here. Well, here's that one. Is one of the very last ones in the book. So Melissa Corey designed this book, my friend Melissa. And let me just stick that over there. So the other block goes on the back. So that's fun. And let me see if I can, on the website, when you go over to the website, I have a picture of the blocks so you can see them up close. But this is the rocket block. There we go. I've got it upside down. It's hard to get. This is a bigger quilt. It's a big lap quilt. So there it is. Oh, there's the rocket block, and that's on the back of the quilt. So yay! I love this quilt. It is fabulous. Okay, let me just stick it over there because it's big. I'm gonna have to fold it up. So behind me, I have the Whole Hope quilt from Gudrun's Sew Along. Look at that. I did not look to see what the final number was, but I believe on Sunday there was $34,000 raised from buying the patterns for the Hope to go to the three charities that are feeding people right now, which is fabulous. You did so well, and so many of you made the quilt and sewed along. It was fun, right? It's fun to all pick like one day and you just like power on for one project that everybody's doing. And then Gudrun did a really nice job with her videos, and I was on as a guest for one of the segments. Just popped on and said hi to everybody. Now I also did a table runner because I showed you these two. So two as in also. So here is my Bonnie Lane in the greens, a little bit of peach and the charcoal because I am going to use this as a table runner. So I did just the chevron kind of part of it. And it's 2 by 1, 2, 3. So there's 8 blocks. So I did 8 blocks for this. And then because I needed a little bit longer on the end, I put the charcoal like this, just a strip on each end. And then I will use this to do the binding. So I think I can quilt this up. This is where I want to change out the quilts in the living room to have sort of a springy, where there's a lot of green. And that needs to happen. It hasn't happened yet. So before we do the rainbow, because I have a little planning part that I did for it. I'm very proud of myself, so I want to show that to you. But we have coming up on May 21st, and I don't want you to miss out, is the Sew Along for the Jolly Bar #2 book. And it's another sampler, but it's a row by row, which I love the idea of row by row, because as we finish each set of blocks, you just sew it up and then it's quick. And it's smaller than that quilt over there. It's 51 by 56, so it's a smaller piece, which will be nice because I can fit that on my the wall in the hallway. Oh my goodness. Got all those words jumbled up, didn't I? So this is a Jolly Bar, which are these. They are half of a layer cake. So if you have a layer cake, you can cut it in half and you can do the sampler with it. And I am using, this is the Jolly Bar I'm using, the Canning Days. I just love the Canning Days. Are you in my Kitchen Adventures group at Facebook yet? Speaking of canning, you must come over. It's Kitchen Adventures with Pat Sloan over at Facebook, and we're a smaller community, several thousand people from around the world, which is really fun. So we get to see different foods people make or foods that they want to make. There's so many great recipes. People are like, have you tried this? I do a lot of that. Have you tried this? Have you seen this? I was asking about what to do with sweet pickle juice. So I have like sweet pickles. So we ate them all. I ate them all because Greg doesn't eat the sweet ones. But so I have like the half a jar of juice, and I've never thought about what can I do with that. So I asked the group, and we've been talking, they've been telling me what they might do with it. So here's one of the blocks done in the canning jar is the butterfly block from the sampler. Here's another colorway of it. And I might do a few of them in this combo. So mine have the pale yellow with the canning jars. There's a really pale yellow, but I love this fig tree line with the sage, scarlet and sage against the dark. So I don't know if I'll do a whole nother quilt, but I might do a block each time and then decide what to do, because these are all individual quilts in the Jolly Bar. When we do the samplers like this, we use the book and we take a block from each quilt, and then the Fat Quarter Shop makes the layout. So that way you get to try all the blocks. You see which ones are fun, which ones you're like, okay, I made one block, that was good. I don't need to make a whole quilt of that one. You know, sometimes blocks are like that, and it's different for everybody. One person will be like, I love that block. Another one's like, that isn't my block. So these are pretty easy. The Jolly Bar ones, it's a really great project for anybody. Very, very fun. So that'll take us from May into June working on that. Okay, let's talk about our rainbow quilt. So here's the pattern. So I've been checking off that I did them, and I finally thought to myself, you know, I need a better plan than that, because I can't remember, like, did I say do 6 or 4 yesterday? I couldn't remember. So what I did is I now have written on my calendar all of the dates. You know, the 6-4, 6-4, wherever they're going to be, so that I can keep track of it. And I hope I numbered them wrong. I have to check my math again. All right, here we go. I sewed the first section. Ta-da! I'm so excited. I really am. I have wanted to do a quilt like this forever. So what I've noticed is that I had way too many of this basic background. So from here forward, I'll mix it up a bit more. So this one will have a bit more of these basics, and further down I'll try to have a bit less of the basics. So I have that to work on. And I've also grouped what's happening. So this is the next group, because if you look at the chart, we can actually sew. So I sewed this one here. That's what I just sewed. But because we're doing the orange and then yellow, this is the next one I can sew, reasonably so, because this one has green in it. So I have to wait a while. So this will be the next unit that I'll sew, is right underneath. And I have those all clipped together. So I'm ready to go with that. And then with the reds, I had one left over. And so I decided to keep this one out because the orientation of the block puts the seagulls like standing like this. So I decided that will be the one I keep out. Okay, there we go. We are on, what day are we? We are on Wednesday, the 6th of May. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for using all my links to support my small family business. Mwah. We love you, and I will see you online. Remember to subscribe, and catch you later. Have a great day. Love you. Mwah.